Federal government, NLC, TUC sign agreement as details of new minimum wage meetings emerges. I know with the strike that started yesterday, plunging the country into almost complete shutdown, both the airport, the aviation, the marine, the universities, everywhere has been shut down. And, government is on its toes to make things happen. Government has never been sincere on their own part right from time. And until things get tough like this, they don't normally respond. So with the way the strike went yesterday, with the picketing and with the fighting and all of that, federal government again called an emergency meeting with the NLC, the TUC, and all of them to resolve the issue. And the meeting has been in closed doors all along throughout yesterday, and nobody knew what was happening. But now, the outcome of that emergency meeting is emerging now, and so we want to go through the details to see exactly what they have agreed and see if they are tenable or not, and if it not amount to sabotage or sell out of the labor union or not, and also to see if the government is honest on its own part as well or not. All right, so the tripartite meeting of the National Minimum Wage Committee, which started at about 5 p.m. on Monday, concerning a potential increase in the minimum wage, has concluded at the office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation. So the meeting had delegations from the federal government and the organized labor in attendance. The organized labor this time are the NLC, Nigerian Labour Congress, and then TUC, Trade Union Congress. So at the end of the meeting, which lasted for about 5 hours, the federal government and the labor union, Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC, and the Trade Union Congress, TUC, reached some agreements which were documented and signed by all parties. So are they telling us that by those agreements, they're going to call off the strike? They just have to be very careful. Government will cow them into signing an agreement that will never be fulfilled. For me, I think whatever they're signing, in fact, the minimum wage should hit the account. Let people start receiving alert before the strike will stop. That is one. Number two, just like some people are also saying, we need to ask for more than minimum wage. If they are paying minimum wage and the economic value of the minimum wage is zero, then it amounts to no job done. So we really need to look at which market are we going to spend this minimum wage. What is the cost of goods and services in the open market? What can the minimum wage offer? Is increasing the minimum wage solution, or finding a way to also improve the purchasing power of the minimum wage? So we really need to look at various things and find a way around it. If not, it's going to be the same thing as usual. Going around the same cycle, increasing salary, and inflation will eat it up, no value. So Nigerian News reports that at the end of the meeting, Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, who briefed newsmen on the outcome of discussions, revealed that President Bola Tinubu is committed to a minimum wage higher than 60,000. So to what? If he's committed to minimum wage higher than 60,000, to what value now? That's the question. So below are the highlights of resolutions reached at the meeting. One is that President Bola Tinubu is committed to more than 60,000 naira minimum wage. So it's not about being committed and then making promises. Give it a number. So what is the number? If you are committed to minimum wage above 60,000, so is it going to be 61,000, 65,000, 70,000, 100,000, or 500,000? That's the question. The union is asking for about 400 and something thousand, and you are talking about 60,000. 60,000 that cannot buy one bag of rice, cannot even buy fuel into the car. You want to fill your tank now, you're going to spend close to 100,000. So what are you talking? So it's not about agreeing to be committed to a minimum wage above 60,000 naira. To what value are you agreeing to? That should be the question Nigerians should ask. NSC and TUC should not just go there and accept all this and walk away. It won't work that way. No worker will be victimized as a result of the industrial action. That's a good point, because already the federal government has threatened that anybody that goes on strike will be arrested and will risk 6 months in jail. So what are you now saying that we're in dictatorial government? Is it a government of dictatorship? Is it not democracy? Do people not have right to protest? Do people not have right to complain if things are not going the way they expect or the way they want? So why are you saying that anybody that protests, you will send the person to jail? The person will risk 6 months in jail. Who does that? Democracy all over the world never did that to anybody. So why will Nigeria start behaving like a communist country instead of continuing as a democratic country? So number 3 point here is that we have had a realistic and productive meeting. So what? How realistic and how productive is it? This is George Akume addressing the press, but the thing is that we've not heard from the side of Labour. Whether Labour has accepted it or not, we need to know. So the tripartite committee to meet daily for 1 week, discussing what? Yeah? So from what I can see, there's nothing here that has been agreed upon. It's just giving an update, and the strike continues as long as nothing concrete has come out. That's the way I see it. So the agreement was signed by the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, and the Minister of State for Labour and Employment, Honorable Nkiruka Onyeji-Ocha, on behalf of the federal government, while the President of the Nigerian Labour Congress, Joe Ajaero, and the President of the Trade Union Congress, TUC, Festus Osifo, signed on behalf of organized labor. So what they have signed is not an agreement, and it's not telling the conclusion of the meeting. It's just to tell the people the progress. That is it. Nothing concrete has been reached the way I see it. People will be reacting. Somebody said, instead of labor fighting for an improved economy, it is selfishly and self-centeredly pursuing increase in salary. Now let me tell you, no amount of paid minimum wage you'll be paid today will make you not to embark on strike tomorrow. Yeah, they smell. That is true. True talk 100%. They are the same running down the economy with classified corruption. Who be this one there? The government will never accept and work on that because they are wicked and evil. But we must compel them to work on it. We know they are wicked and evil. They will not accept a condition of improving the economy, but they should be compelled to do that if the power still resides with the people. That is it. It is one step at a time now. Let's appreciate them that they didn't end up betraying us by collecting brown envelopes. Though your petition is good. Exactly. That's a very constructive and objective comment. How has that agreement solved the problem that led to the strike? That is the question. That agreement is no agreement. So the truth of the matter is that Akume is a person addressing the people. We've not heard from the side of the organized labor. So this is a one-sided comment or statement coming from the government. And you know what government will do now? They will speak their own with propaganda to make it look like they are doing well. Nothing. So until Nigerians hear from labor union, then we'll know where we are. Somebody say, rather ask your labor leaders who signed the agreement. Increased wages does not guarantee improved life of workers. Labor needs to ask for a reduction in petrol prices, reduction in an efficient monetary policies. Exactly. So the thing here is that government must look into other things that improve the life of the citizenry, not just increasing minimum wage. Because there are some people in the private sector that don't have access to minimum wage. They earn by what they work every day. Okay, so this is the update, but this update is, sharing the side of the federal government through the Secretary to Government of Federation, George Akume. We are still waiting to hear from the side of the organized labor to know where we are. So far, so good. The so-called agreement they have reached amounts to nothing. It does not address what led to the strike. That is all. So thank you for listening, and let's have a comment.